What if the next 90 days could rebuild your entire life? Imagine a man standing before an hourglass, each grain of sand a moment slipping away. We think we have time, yet time has us. The Stoics warned us, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. Every day we delay, another piece of our potential fades into dust. But there is still time. Time to rise, to reclaim direction, to begin. The next 90 days are not just a calendar. They are a mirror of who you could become. You wake up tired, scroll through chaos, promise yourself tomorrow. You chase goals but drown in noise. You crave progress but fall back into distraction. It's not laziness, it's drift. We live in an age of infinite stimulation and zero reflection. The Stoics lived in storms too, yet they stood still inside them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This is where our 90-day journey begins, not with motivation, but with mastery of self. Transformation doesn't come from motivation, it comes from decision. The Stoics didn't chase inspiration, they practiced structure. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." For the next 90 days, we return to this discipline, writing, reflecting, acting daily. No more random motion, no more waiting. The world doesn't reward intentions, it rewards consistency. This video is your framework to rebuild from within, a philosophy forged in ancient wisdom, now reborn for modern chaos. If you commit to this 90-day Stoic challenge, you will not only change habits, you will change identity. You will learn how to command your mind, direct your time, and act without hesitation. These next minutes will give you 12 timeless principles, ancient wisdom translated into action. By the end, you won't just know Stoicism. You'll live it. You'll embody calm power in a chaotic world. So take a breath, steady your mind, and begin, because the next 90 days will reveal the strongest version of you. Principle 1. Write what you want. If your goal isn't written down, it doesn't exist. Most people say they know what they want, but when asked, they hesitate. The Stoics taught that clarity is the beginning of freedom. Writing forces honesty. It transforms a wish into a decision. Epictetus said, "If you want to be free, first learn what you truly want." This is the first act of creation, taking what burns within you and giving it form. When ink touches paper, confusion becomes direction. If you don't know what you want, you'll end up serving the wants of others. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology. Clarity is power. It gives shape to energy. Writing anchors thought. It builds intention. Marcus Aurelius filled journals not for the world, but for himself. A conversation between the soul and the will. When your goal lives on paper, it becomes a compass, not a cloud. Picture an architect who dreams of a cathedral but never draws the plan. Decades pass, and his dream fades into dust. The Stoics would call that self-deception, wanting without defining. Every great life is built first in words. Seneca wrote letters that shaped empires because he dared to define his vision. The same law applies to you. Until your goal lives outside your head, it's just a mirage. Write it, and you give the mind an anchor against chaos. Tonight, take a blank page and write what you truly want. Not what sounds good, what feels right. Write it in the present tense. I will. This simple ritual rewires your brain. Each word becomes a seed of identity. Read it every morning until it feels like truth. Remember, you rise by choice, not by chance. And every choice begins with ink. So write, not as a task, but as a declaration. I am building my life on purpose. Principle 2. Set a clear deadline. A dream without a deadline is a fantasy. We love the idea of someday, but someday is the graveyard of intention. The Stoics taught that urgency gives life meaning, that each day is borrowed time. Seneca wrote, "While we wait for life, life passes." So stop waiting. Choose a date, make it sacred. When time becomes visible, focus becomes possible. Your 90 days begin not when you feel ready, but when you decide the clock has started. It's not that we have a short life, but that we waste much of it, Seneca reminded us. Time is not the enemy, neglect is. Most people drift through endless tomorrows, unaware that every delay is a small surrender. The Stoic doesn't chase time, he commands it. A deadline transforms chaos into clarity. When you name your end date, you give your purpose a body and your effort a pulse. Imagine a Roman general before battle. He sets a time for dawn and declares, "At sunrise, we move." His men sharpen their swords, not because they feel ready, but because the time is set. The Stoics live this way, decisive, deliberate, aware that delay breeds weakness. When you choose a date, you do the same. You anchor your will to the world. You stop drifting and start marching. The sun becomes your reminder. Every rise, one day less to waste. Take your goal and give it a due date, not someday, but a real day. Write it beneath your goal in bold letters. Then divide your 90 days into 3 checkpoints: day 30, day 60, day 90. Each mark turns the fog of later into a visible path. When the mind knows the clock is ticking, excuses evaporate. Treat time as your ally, not your enemy. Every day that passes isn't loss, it's proof you're moving. Principle 3. Decide what you'll give in return. Nothing worth having comes without a price. The universe doesn't reward desire, it rewards sacrifice. The Stoics called it the law of exchange. To gain virtue, you must surrender comfort. Epictetus warned, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Growth demands trade, time for mastery, comfort for clarity, distraction for discipline. The next 90 days are not about adding more. They're about burning away what holds you back. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free, but courage costs comfort." Every transformation requires letting go. You cannot fill a vessel already full. The Stoic knows this. He clears the mind, empties the noise, and makes space for strength. Most people want change without loss, but without subtraction, no addition can last. Sacrifice isn't punishment, it's purification. Picture a Roman blacksmith forging a blade. Each strike sends sparks flying, a piece of metal burned away to reveal strength. That's the cost of transformation. The Stoics believe the same. Character is forged in fire. Marcus Aurelius faced war, disease, betrayal. Yet he wrote of patience, gratitude, and restraint. He didn't curse the flame, he used it. The same fire that destroys weakness shapes resilience. You too must decide, what part of you must burn for your better self to emerge? Write down what you will sacrifice. 2 wasted hours each night. Negative company. Comfort that keeps you soft? Be specific. Growth is not free, it's an exchange. You trade what's easy for what's meaningful. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you pay the price of greatness. Do this daily, and the universe will respond. You will feel lighter, sharper, unstoppable, because you've proven your worth through what you gave up. Principle 4. Create a definite plan. Random action leads to random results. The Stoics valued structure as much as strength. Marcus Aurelius planned his mornings, not to control life, but to command his mind. You can't build a temple without a blueprint, and you can't build a life without a plan. Passion is your fuel, but structure is your steering. Write your 90-day map, what you'll do daily, weekly, relentlessly. When you plan with clarity, chaos loses its power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." The same applies to planning. Stop overthinking, start building. The Stoic doesn't chase perfection, he builds progression. A plan is not a cage, it's a compass. It gives direction when emotion fades. Without it, effort leaks into nothing. Every decision you define in advance becomes one less you have to fight later. Imagine an architect with bricks, but no blueprint. His effort collapses into rubble. The same happens to us when we move without a plan. The Stoics saw the mind as an inner city to be designed, not wandered. Seneca wrote, "Our plans miscarry because they have no aim." A clear plan turns chaos into architecture. It tells your energy where to go instead of letting distraction decide. Every morning you follow your plan, you lay another brick of your future. Write your goal in one clear sentence. Break it into weekly targets. Divide each week into daily rituals. Review every Sunday. This is your Stoic architecture. Not glamorous, but unstoppable. Progress is not magic, it's math. Each action compounds into identity. The disciplined don't wait for motivation, they move by design. So plan your path. Let structure set you free. And remember, you can't control outcomes, but you can always control preparation. Principle 5. Repeat your goal morning and night. You cannot rewire your mind once. You must repeat it daily. The Stoics understood this. Repetition shapes identity. What you speak, you become. Every morning and night, your mind stands open, soft clay waiting for imprint. Most people feed that space with noise. You will feed it with purpose. Say your goal out loud. Feel it, believe it. What you repeat in silence becomes the architecture of your destiny. What we repeatedly think and say, we become. Epictetus taught. Words are not sounds, they are seeds. When you speak your goal, you command your subconscious to obey. Marcus Aurelius recited virtues to himself every morning. His repetition became rhythm, his rhythm became reality. Say your goal with conviction, not I wish, but I am. Each word is a blade cutting through doubt. In ancient Rome, before every battle, soldiers repeated one phrase, I am ready. It wasn't superstition, it was programming. The Stoic warrior understood that belief precedes performance. A modern warrior does the same, not with swords, but with sentences. When you affirm your purpose, you remind your body who leads, the mind. Repetition isn't childish, it's sacred. It's the rhythm through which destiny listens. Write your goal in one clear sentence. Each morning, read it aloud. Each night, whisper it again before sleep. Feel the emotion, not as fantasy, but as fact. The mind doesn't know the difference between what's imagined and what's lived. Speak your goal until hesitation dies. The world repeats noise, you repeat truth. Let your voice become your compass, and your words the command that your life obeys. Principle 6. See it, feel it, believe it. Visualization isn't fantasy, it's training. The mind must walk the path before the body can follow. The Stoics knew that imagination, when disciplined, becomes power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When you close your eyes and see your goal as complete, your nervous system responds as if it's real. Feel it fully, the weight, the victory, the calm. That emotion is fuel. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius' reminder was not poetic, it was practical. The mind paints the world it expects. Visualization is not escape, it's rehearsal. Athletes, warriors, Stoics, all trained first in the unseen. Picture your success so clearly that doubt looks unnatural. What you see inwardly, you live outwardly. Before a race, an ancient runner closes his eyes. He hears the crowd, feels the wind, sees the finish. His body obeys what his mind has already lived. The Stoics practiced the same rehearsal, not a victory, but a virtue. They imagined patience under insult, calm under chaos, courage under fire. When the moment arrived, they were ready, not by chance, but by preparation. Visualization is the mind's armor before battle. Each morning after repeating your goal, close your eyes for 5 minutes. See it as done. See the details, the sound of success, the weight of peace, the faces of those you'll inspire. Feel it until it feels familiar. The brain doesn't follow fantasy, it follows familiarity. You are programming destiny through imagination. Do it daily, and you'll stop chasing, you'll start becoming. Principle 7. Act daily, no excuses. A dream without action is a distraction. The Stoics believed philosophy meant nothing without motion. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." You don't need motivation, you need movement. Act every day, even when you're tired, uninspired, unseen. One small act today beats 1,000 intentions tomorrow. Discipline is not a mood. It's a decision repeated until it becomes identity. First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. Epictetus. Every Stoic lived by this law, action before comfort. You cannot think your way into strength. You must act your way into it. Movement is medicine for the mind. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you sharpen your spirit. The world doesn't need your promises, it needs your proof. In a small Roman village, a mason lays one brick each day, rain or shine. Neighbors mock his slow pace, until years later, a golden temple stands where he worked in silence. That's the Stoic way. Steady, invisible, inevitable. You don't rise in a moment. You rise through repetition. Every action, no matter how small, is a vote for who you become. Act daily, and time will reveal your temple. Create a system, not a hope. Write your smallest possible action and do it daily. 100 words, 10 push-ups, 1 quiet meditation. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. When emotion fades, structure remains. Don't wait for perfect timing. It's a myth. Begin today. Begin tired. Begin imperfect. The Stoic doesn't wait for calm seas. He rose. Over the past minutes, you've walked through the Stoic blueprint for transformation. Write what you want. Set the deadline. Decide the price. Build the plan. Repeat it daily. Visualize it clearly. Act without excuses. These are not habits. They are declarations. The next 90 days are not a project. They are a rebirth. The Stoics didn't chase change. They lived it, one decision at a time. Now, so will you. The world doesn't change when you wish. It changes when you move. Every moment you choose action over hesitation, the universe rearranges around your will. You are not a victim of time. You are its sculptor. Seneca said, "Life is long if you know how to use it." So, use it, build, refine, repeat. In a society of noise, your discipline becomes your silence, and your silence will echo louder than words. Now, take your notebook. Write your oath. For the next 90 days, I will act with clarity, purpose, and discipline. Post it where your eyes meet it each morning. Review it before you sleep. Let each day become a line in your own meditations. When motivation fades, remember, you're not chasing feelings. You're building a foundation. You don't need permission. You need commitment. Begin today, because today is the only day that ever truly exists. One day, 90 days from now, you'll look back and see what few ever see. Proof that you didn't wait, you acted. That you didn't break, you built. The Stoic path is not about perfection, it's about perseverance. So, rise every morning with stillness, act every day with strength, and rest each night in peace. You are the author, the architect, the warrior. This is your rebirth. This is Stoic Miracles, where wisdom becomes action and silence becomes strength.